Hi, I'm Joanie Joy, Associate Marriage and Family Therapist at Link Care Counseling Center. Do you remember where you were when the shelter in place order went into effect? I do. I was at a Starbucks with my girlfriend, and we had just come from getting pedicures, the last for a while. And this group of students came in, and one of them said to the others, "Oh my gosh, you guys, Fresno Unified just announced they've canceled all classes between now and spring break because of the virus." It wasn't a very big store, and so a lot of people heard her, and you could just feel the change in the atmosphere. All of a sudden, just anxiety rose as people pulled their phones out, confused and searching for information, fearful of what this all meant. But now we're on day 60, and I think all of us are in a place of less confusion and fear and more recognition that this is not going anywhere for a while. And so, how do we live in it well? I'd like to share with you a little bit of information from resiliency research. This is research that is done on people who've gone through really difficult things, but have said of themselves and have demonstrated that they are actually stronger. They are more compassionate. They think more deeply. They're just proud of themselves for the way that they've come out of a difficult time. And the research shows that they tend to do three things. Number one, they don't spend a lot of time on the question, why me? Resilient people recognize that suffering is inevitable. It's going to happen to all of us. And so they take much more of the posture, why not me? And they spend their time focused on what they can control. Resilient people recognize that they can't control the suffering, but they can control their attitude. They can control how they spend their time. They can control how they spend their money, what habits they choose, how to treat people. And they begin to recognize there's actually a lot that is in their control. And as they move into those things, they report that they have just a sense of strength and comfort and even a little bit of control back. The second thing that they do is something called benefit finding. We could all name stories from our own life or people that we know that lost something because of this. Cancellation of important celebrations like birthdays and graduations, loss of health for some people, and tragically loss of loved ones. Resilient people know how to hold all of those things, not ignore them, but to also look at the benefit of the situation. And when I think of COVID-19, I think of a pretty significant benefit is that we're just involved in less. We are just generally a very busy society. And now that there are so few things for us to busy ourselves with, our minds and our bodies get a chance to rest, and it's so important for us. Now, I realize some of you are thinking, as you're hearing me say this, that is not my situation. My job actually got harder because it's not very conducive to remote work. I have kids at home who are hard. It's hard to explain to them what's going on. They're trying to get their homework done. Our life is harder, and you're right, and that is tough. I think the benefit for that situation is the fact that every single person on the planet is going through this, and we're all doing the best we can, and therefore the bar of expectation is very low. Where we once had to strive for perfection and a high expectation, everybody is giving everybody grace because we all need it. And so you can rest in the fact that nobody expects perfection as you do your job and as you parent your kids and as you engage in the other things in your life. The third thing that resilient people do is ask themselves a question as they go about their day. Anytime they do something, they just ask themselves, is what I'm doing harmful to me or helpful? A good example might be looking at the news. Now, certainly there's going to be times where that's helpful. You need to know if you're trying to go out, what are the regulations? What's open? What do I need to know? How do I navigate this? But there might be times where you're seeking news because you're feeling anxious and you're wanting to grab onto something and a little control. And we all know that for the most part, the news is a little doom and gloom. So that might be a time where that's harmful for you. So just ask yourself, is this helpful or is it harmful? And if it's harmful, pivot to do something that you know is helpful for yourself. We all want to get through this as quickly as possible. And we all know that we don't know how long it will be. And I know that we want to be resilient people. And so I encourage you to think about how you do these three things well. And I also encourage you that if you're finding it a major struggle, you are having a hard time just functioning in your life, please seek out help. Therapists are essential workers. We are available both for face-to-face service as well as telehealth if that's easier for you. We want to be here to help you get through this. This is not an easy time. So I pray that as you navigate this, you work into these three things to be resilient and that you seek the help that you need if it goes even beyond just these three things. Thank you and God bless you.